In recent times, with the Xiaomi Mi 3, the OnePlus One, we've had quite a few Chinese manufacturers bring us great devices, offer us great specs at a decent price, but generally there's been a catch. Be it flash sales or an annoying invite system, these brands haven't made it exactly easy for us, the end consumers, to get our hands on these devices. That might be an opening that someone could possibly take advantage of. Enter ZTE with what sounds like the love child of two Samsung phone lines, the Grand S2. On paper, the specs seem good, and there are no invites, no registrations, no flash sales. Just go, click buy, and be done with it. So what's the catch? Well, let's dig a little deeper and find out if there's one. But before we do, if this is your first time here or in case you've forgotten, my name's Ash, this is C4E Tech, and you're watching my full review of the ZTE Grand S2. Let's get started. As always, let's start with the build. We have metal on the back, flanked by plastic to the top and bottom. There's a 13 megapixel camera on top, below that the LED flash and a speaker. Keep in mind the back is not user removable. The Grand S2 is just 7.7mm thick and feels quite comfortable in hand. With a 5.5-inch display, single-handed usage isn't always an option, but ergonomically it feels fine. The buttons can be reached easily and feel tactile. In other words, the build quality itself is great, but looks-wise, it doesn't really stand out. Feels muted, and we've seen this a lot of times in the past on rebranded phones from Chinese OEMs. But looks aren't what the Grand S2 is all about. It's about the beefy internals underneath. The Grand S2 is powered by a Snapdragon 800 chip. That's 4 Krait 400 cores clocked at 2.2 GHz each, coupled with an Adreno 330 GPU and 2 gigs of RAM. We have 16 gigs of onboard storage with an option to add microSD cards up to 32 gigs. That's sweet. As you can see, the performance is reflected in synthetic benchmark tests, and again, under real day-to-day usage scenarios like gaming, the Grand S2 continues to deliver. No lag, no frames dropped, smooth performance all around. And while the audio output levels of the single rear speaker is a little low, the quality via the 3.5mm headphone jack that I tested using this pair of Meze 88 Classics was really good. By the way, these are made out of real wood, and I'll leave links in the description below if you want to pick them up. Moving on, all this is powered by a 2500 mAh non-user replaceable battery, and that didn't look very promising on paper. And my results were a mixed bag as well. The battery life is not bad, but I wouldn't call it good either. On a looping video playback test, the Grand S2 managed to last a little over 8 hours before running out of juice. With moderate usage, I was able to get through a day on a single charge on most days. My moderate usage involves an hour or so of calls, 2 hours of music via Bluetooth, Wi-Fi and 3G on all day, an hour of unintensive gaming, something like Sudoku or chess, and checking mails, reading comments and replying on social networks all day. Anyway, if you do need it, ZTE also offers a few different power saving modes to help you get the most out of the battery. Next up, let's talk about the display. The Grand S2 has a Gorilla Glass covered 5.5-inch Full HD IPS display, giving it a pixel density of 401 pixels per inch. Everything's sharp, colors are natural, viewing angles as expected were great, and it's bright enough to be quite visible outdoors. No issues here. The Grand S2 also features a 13 megapixel rear camera, and it performs well. Images are sharp, there's ample amounts of detail. Occasionally it did run into issues with exposure, but for the most part it's accurate and the resulting images look natural. This camera can also shoot 1080p videos at 30 frames per second, but they aren't great. It hunts for focus at times and the footage is a little jittery. Not unusable, but not great. ZTE has also kept things simple with the UI. Nothing flashy. It gets the basics right, everything's where you expect it to be. It's also worth noting, while not best in class, the Grand S2 is pretty quick to focus and the shutter speed's also fast. You remember how we talked about what's the catch at the start of this video? Well, here it is. The ZTE Grand S2 runs on Jellybean 4.2.2 with ZTE's custom overlay on top. 4.2.2. That sounds almost ancient these days. Remember, that does not have support for Bluetooth LE, meaning if you use something like a fitness tracker, it's not gonna work here. Anyway, if you are willing to look past the Android version number, ZTE has got most things right. Agreed, the tap and hold to unlock takes a bit of getting used to since most phones require a swipe gesture of some sort, but with the Grand S2, ZTE has kept a lot of things close to stock. It even comes with the Google Nav launcher pre-installed. So there's an app drawer here, pull down the notification bar and swipe to get to the control switch, a brightness slider and a bunch of toggles. ZTE has also included some options to help with single-handed usage. This one, called Mi Pop, is pretty interesting. It's a virtual key that floats on screen and you can tap it to go back. Slide over it to get menu, home, back and recent app shortcuts. Tap and hold it and you get another bunch of shortcuts that ZTE feels you'd use most often. There are also a bunch of gesture-based features that work great. I really like how the screenshot option lets you crop once you've taken the screenshot. ZTE is even thrown in a kids mode for good measure. Overall, the UI is smooth and works great. There is the occasional stutter when the phone comes back after being in the deep sleep state for a while, but after those 2 initial seconds, it's smooth sailing. It's almost next as fast, apps open up quick and everything feels smooth, there is no lag. And with that, we get to the price. With a price tag of 13,999 rupees, it's evident what this phone is targeting. On a side note, the Grand S2 that's sold in China is actually thicker, sports a larger capacity battery and has Snapdragon 801 inside. While I do understand that ZTE badly wanted to hit that 13,999 sweet spot to compete with Xiaomi and had to go with the Snapdragon 800 chip here and maybe even felt the need to make the device a little slimmer, none of these do justify shipping a device at the fag end of 2014 nonetheless with 4.2.2 Jellybean on board. So coming back, is this Grand S2 worth your money? Well, like every other phone in the market today, it does come with its own set of pros and cons. The obvious con being the Android version. Number 2, the battery life could have been better, but that being said, the Grand S2 hits its mark more often than not. It is a great performer with an equally awesome price tag, and I really love the fact that you don't really need to endure a flash sale or you're not being forced to spam just to try and get an invite. I mean, a year back, if someone told me that I'd be shooting a video this year and I'd be listing the fact that the phone can be bought easily as a pro, I'd have laughed in their face, but that's a selling point these days. Well, sad that it's come down to this. C'est la vie, what can you do? Anyway, the Grand S2, despite its flaws, is a great device for the price, and if you are in the market today for a smartphone at this price range, there really isn't anything else that comes close. Unless Xiaomi brings the Mi 3 back or the Mi 4 gets priced around the same anyway. If you are from India and you do want to pick up a Grand S2, you can do that from Amazon since it's an Amazon exclusive at this moment. But before you do that, I highly recommend that you sign up with bonuspay.in. BonusPay is a free cashback site that provides you cashback each time you buy something online. You just need to go to bonuspay.in. You can log in with your Facebook ID or create a new one. It's easy, and once done, select from a huge list of stores that they have listed. Select the store you want, click Get Bonus, and you'll be taken to your store of choice. Now shop, the store pays BonusPay commission, and they provide you bonus. You can get this bonus deposited into your bank account directly. And for C4E Tech viewers, you can sign up at the URL www.bonuspay.in/C4E Tech, and you can get started with the 250 rupee bonus right there. So that's pretty much it. That's what I feel about the Grand S2. Do you agree with my thoughts? If not, what do you not agree with? Say if you had a budget of roughly $250 US or 15,000 Indian rupees to shop for a smartphone, what would your choice be? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. So I guess that's it. Hope you liked the video. Hope you found it useful. If you did, please do give this video a thumbs up. And for more videos like this, do hit that subscribe button down below. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. Till next time, this is Ash here from C4E Tech signing off. You guys have a great day. Bye bye now.